What is good, everybody? It is your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. How y'all feeling today? Start the show off with some shout outs. I'm Pat the Designer. This is Pat and the People. I'm Pat, y'all the people. Shout out to Hood Hats. Keeping me fresh on the show. You can get hats from your very own hoods. Make sure you check them out. They hooked us up with some stuff from Chicago South Loop. We got the Wicker Park hat. We got the Wrigleyville hat. We keeping it fresh. We keeping it fried. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cash App. If you want to get a free $5, check out the Cash App link in the bio right now. You can click on that and you can get you some free money. I'm all about giving out free money. It's my goal for the show. Get to a point where I'm giving out just a bunch of free money. Don't mind me in the beginning. As always, I'm just adding tags. But I wanted to discuss this Rockets Warriors. A lot of missed calls from the refs. A lot of controversy. Because a lot of people are saying that James Harden is kicking his feet out, so he should not get these calls. But then there's people on the other side who are saying that James Harden is being run into by these defenders, so he should get these calls. We should not be punishing James Harden for getting these calls. What is your opinion on that? Let me know. Let me know on the live right now what's your opinion on James Harden kicking his feet out. If you're in the live right now, please like the video. Please subscribe to the page. We appreciate all the love. I think for certain James Harden is kicking his feet out. Because what we've seen from James Harden, when he's wide open, and shout out to Scott Van Pelt for this one. When he's wide open, just doing a pull-up jumper, he doesn't do all that. He doesn't do the kick, the foot kick. He doesn't do the take the jumper, fall forward 4 feet. And it annoys me that he's doing it now, and this is the reason why. I truly believe that James Harden is the best offensive player in the NBA today. I believe that offensively, he is the best player to handle a basketball in this league. I don't think you need to do that. Just go out there and play. I'm all for you working the refs. I'm all for you trying to get your calls. I'm all for you, trying to come out and, get those foul calls. Because, listen, honestly, it might be something wrong with Harden. People are speculating there might be a wrist injury going on with James Harden. But at the end of the day, you still got to play. You still got to execute. And you are such an amazing talent. No matter what people say about you, no matter if they're saying that you're traveling, which I do think on some of them he's traveling. No matter if they're saying that, he's pushing off, no matter what. The man averaged 35 points a game. Think about that. Scoring-wise, he's in company with people like Michael Jordan. Think about that. He's doing things that his peers have not done. The guys who they say are the greatest in the league right now, the LeBron James, the Giannis Antetokounmpos, the Anthony Davises. They don't do that. Now, right now, Kevin Durant is doing that, but during the regular season, he did not. But this is the thing. Harden, you just got to play. Go out there, play your game. Stop trying to cater to the refs. I think you got the talent to do it. Go out there and do it. I think James Harden is a great talent in this league. But I do think that he relies on the refs way too much. Oh. Way too much. James Harden should be able to come out and get a bucket whenever he needs it. He's that kind of player. Honestly, he is that good of a player, but he relies on the refs way too much. And when the refs weren't giving him calls, he got out of his rhythm. In my opinion, that is unacceptable. In my opinion, that is him letting his team down because he got out of his rhythm because the refs weren't making calls. You're too good of a scorer for that, bro. You are too good of a scorer for that. To that same effect, somebody else on his team has to step up. Chris Paul, Clint Capella, PJ Tucker, where were you guys at? There's a reason he's taking these shots. His usage rate, he's at 40% this year. The highest player to win a championship was Michael Jordan. He was at 34% usage rate. The highest rated player to win a championship. You can't be used that much and win championships. He needs help, guys. He needs help. I watched that game and it honestly just it kept getting to me that he was so reliant on these calls. And listen, some of them are fouls. Some of them, Golden State's definitely crashing into James Harden. No doubt about it. But to that same effect, they're not going to give you that call. They're not going to give you that call if you're trying to do that on every contested three-pointer. They're not going to give you that call if you're trying to do that on every contested three-pointer. That's not what the NBA is about. And listen, I think you got the talent to do it. I've said it 3-4 times in this live alone. You should be able to go out there and just dominate these boys. James Harden offensively is unmatched. I've watched games where he's gone head up with some of the best defenders in the league, and they can't slow him down. They can't slow him down. You got to be better, bro. You got to dominate this game. You got to take over this game. But at the same time, you got to get your usage down. You got to be effective with your shots. Because taking 30, 40 shots, that ain't going to win it for you. Chris Paul, you got to step up. Clint Capella, you got to step up. Clint Capella did not hit a shot. That's unacceptable. At some point, you just got to play through the refs. Your team has to be better, yes. But at some point, you just got to play through the referees. And you're asking for a fair chance? A fair chance? I just want a fair shot. I just want a fair shot to win. Bro, come on. Come on, son. You just want a fair shot. As much sneaky stuff as you do, I give you, you're offensively great, but as much sneaky stuff as James Harden does, he's just looking for a fair shot. I love it. I have no problems with the sneakiness. I have no problems with playing the referees. I have no problems with you trying to get the best out of it. I do have a little problem with the flopping. The flopping's a little much for me. In the live right now, Kemper's time. Refs are going to give a dub to the Warriors tonight. Foster is the ref. Now, a lot of people are talking about Scott Foster being the ref tonight. I want everybody to understand, and you're right, Scott Foster does officiate Rockets games a little tougher, but I want everybody to understand this is not something that they predetermined just the night before. They set the schedule for these games in the playoffs before the playoffs even start. These refs are set for the it's not divisional. For the first round, the second round, the third round, and then the finals. They're set well before. So it's not like the NBA was like, let's screw Houston over tonight. Let's give it Scott Foster. It wasn't like that. I want everybody to understand that. But to that same effect, Scott Foster does not take that crap from Harden. Scott Foster's not going to sit here and give you that easy call when you're kicking your feet out. Come on, bro. Just play your game, James. Because right now, honestly, the team that I saw in Golden State on what was that, Monday? Was that Sunday or Monday? They're beatable. At the end of the day, you lost by 4 points. And you really didn't play well. Beatable. Do I think that they're going to lose? No. I think Golden State's still got another championship. But do I think that they can be defeated? Yes. This is the most vulnerable this team has looked in this run. And I'm talking about this championship run. This is the most vulnerable. Let's be honest. When they were up 3-1 on Cleveland, they didn't look vulnerable until Game 7. This is the most vulnerable they've looked since they've been winning championships. And Houston, you got to take advantage of it. Somebody else has to step up for James Harden. James, you got to stop kicking. But somebody else has to step up. Because there's no way he can continue to do what he's doing. There's no way he could take 31 shots and you can continue to win. Especially with Scott Foster officiating tonight. Because he's not going to give you those kicks. He's going to let y'all play. He's going to let these boys play. We're live on YouTube right now. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the page. We appreciate all the love. Make sure y'all check out Hood Hats. They're the one that hooked me up with this gear. If you're from Houston or if you're from Golden State, they got gear for you. I promise. Check them out. Make sure y'all check out that Cash App link. You can get $5 for signing up with our code. We appreciate the love. To that same effect. Kevin Durant is letting people know in the NBA, I am the best player in this league right now. I am the best player in this league right now. Kemp's time in the live. We appreciate you for commenting in, bro. The way the Warriors are pushing it to the limits with the fouls by stepping on James reminds me of the injury with Leonard and the Spurs where they lost the series because of injury. Honestly, though, listen. Zaza led with his foot. This is what we need to understand about that play. Zaza didn't just jump into Kawhi. Zaza jumped in and kicked his leg out to put it under Kawhi so that he landed on his foot. Dirty play. To this effect, are the Warriors jumping at James Harden? Yes, 100%. 100% fact. The Warriors are jumping out at James. Some of those were definitely fouls. They're running into the they're running into the shooter. Some of those were definitely fouls. But James is putting his feet in position to land on somebody's foot. I can't call that the same thing. Kawhi was going straight up, straight down. Zaza went into him, put his foot under him. Dirty play. James, when he's wide open, is taking shots up and down. Wide open. You seen him when he put Rubio down, gave him a little shimmy, put the three up, wide open, up and down. When he dropped off, what's old boy? It was Wesley Johnson. Looked at him, little shimmy, dribble, up and down. When those threes are contested, James is trying to jump into the defender to cause that contact. If you get hurt on that play, that's on you. That's on you. That is not on the defender. The defender is, yes, he is fouling. He's jumping in, and at some point, listen, Golden State said, hey, listen, you're going to have to call it. If they had started calling it, Golden State wouldn't have done it. But at some point, they're saying you're going to have to call it. You want to do that little up through, you want to do that pump fake, you want to jump into us, you're going to have to call it. The refs are going to have to call it. And they did not call it. Do I think that the refs need to be better? Yes. They should have done something one way or the other. They should have let James know, you kicking your foot out like that, we're not calling that. Stop doing it. Figure something else out. Maybe they did. I didn't hear anything about that. James didn't say anything about that. You know, the players are very vocal now about talking to the officials. So I didn't hear anybody say anything about that. But at the end of the day, just play. James Harden needs to just play. He needs to eat whoever is standing in front of him because, like I said before, he is the best offensive talent in this NBA. Offensive talent. On that flip side, Kevin Durant is letting these boys know, I'm the best player in the NBA, and God dang it, I believe him. God dang it, I believe him. Kevin Durant, what he is doing is wild. Wild what he's doing in these playoffs right now. And everybody wants to point at, well, Patrick Beverley was shutting him down. He held him to 8 shots. Listen, Patrick Beverley did a nice job. He did everything he could do. But even Patrick Beverley said it. Even Lou Williams said it. At some point, he's just Kevin Durant. At the end of the day, he's just Kevin Durant. There's nothing we can do to stop him. And there is nothing anybody in this NBA can do right now to stop him. Kempis Times, appreciate your answers. Love from Greece, bro. Any guess for the Bucks game versus the Celtics? Hey, shout out to you in Greece for tuning in, bro. I appreciate you. Please subscribe to the page, man. We love people from all over. That's crazy. People tuning in Greece. That's wild to me. Any guess for the Bucks game versus the Celtics? Listen, the problem with the Bucks is they don't have enough of a three-point threat to compete with Boston, in my opinion. Do I think that the Bucks will get some wins? Of course. I think that Giannis, at the end of the day, is the most dominant, keyword dominant player in this league. But there's just too much shooting on Boston to hold him down. And the way that Gordon Hayward is playing now really just opens everything else up, because now you can't double team Jason Tatum or Kyrie Irving because Gordon Hayward's going to be left open, because Jaylen Brown's still a bucket. You know, like, you can't leave these guys open anymore. You have to cover them just like you have to cover Golden State. That's tough. That's tough to compete against. I don't see Milwaukee winning this series. Do I think that they get a couple? Yeah. Giannis is amazing. But they don't have listen, I'm a Bulls fan. It's Chicago through and through, baby. But the Bulls saw what Niko Mirotic was. Niko Mirotic is not a three-point threat. Niko Mirotic is a big man that can handle the ball and can finish the game and can finish the three. But he is not a three-point shooting big man. There is a difference. He's not a guy who's a pull-up three-point shooter bucket. He's not that. Brook Lopez is not a big of enough threat from three that I'm worried about him. You know what I'm saying? And listen, they're just collapsing on Giannis as he comes into the paint. The loss of Malcolm Brogdon was big because Chris Middleton is your best three-point shooting threat, and he's not going to be. I don't think he can take it to that next level. I don't think he can outshoot Boston, and that's the thing. He would have to have huge games for the rest of this series for them to overcome that. I appreciate the questions, man. I appreciate the love. You a Greek Freak fan, man? You a Giannis fan? Let me know. This is Pat and the People, man. I'm Pat, y'all the people. Make sure y'all subscribe to Windy City The Breeze. We appreciate the love. Got love all the way in Greece. I love it. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the page. Please share the content. Tell your friends. Kemp's time. Celtics starting five. Everybody is a threat. When Celtics are shutting down Giannis, it's GG for me. Hey, listen, I agree with you, bro. That's tough. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. That starting five is deadly. That starting five is deadly. But to your point, I could definitely see them meeting Golden State in the finals. I think this Golden State team has what it takes. I think that Boston team has what it takes. Because I think that Philly is beatable. I think that even though you've got the claw in Toronto, I think that Toronto is very beatable for one reason and one reason alone, and we saw him at the end of the game. Kyle Lowry. I'm not a believer. I will never be a believer. I think Kyle Lowry is a good player. I think that Kyle Lowry during the regular season has great games. I think that during the postseason, sometimes he decides, I'm going to have a huge game. But game one, Kyle Lowry is the Kyle Lowry we all expected. Of the first round I'm talking about. The 0-point Kyle Lowry. Even in that game last night, he's not a guy who can seal the deal for you, but he thinks he is, and that's what he's going to try to do. I'm not a believer. I'll never be a believer. When these playoffs come around, he never shows up. He never shows up. Now, did he have a decent game the other night? Yes. But listen, you're supposed to be the number 2 option on this team, not Pascal Siakam. It was supposed to be you. It was supposed to be you when DeMar was there. But you never were. I can't rock with Kyle Lowry. I'm not a believer. So I honestly believe we're going to have possibly, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it because Philly is a conundrum to me. Philly is a conundrum to me. And I say that for this reason. Philly's a team that when Joel Embiid is on, if you give him anything else, they're one of the most dominant teams in this NBA because Joel Embiid is so effective at that 5 position. He does everything so well. But the problem is the surrounding cast, they've struggled to give him enough on a consistent basis. Ben Simmons not being able to shoot has hurt them at times in this playoffs. Jimmy Butler has stepped up, but a lot of the games where Philly was at their most dominant was when Jimmy Butler was taking a back seat, literally just distributing the ball, playing great defense. A lot of questions. I'm going to hop up off here, though, man. Just want to hop in here, talk to y'all real quick, talk about James Harden, what he needs to do. Harden, you know what you need to do. Go out there and just play. Stop worrying about these refs. One more comment from Kemp's time in Greece. Celtics are the biggest threat. Raptors, we saw them getting slapped by the Sixers, of course. Lowry gives a psychological boost to the team, I think. I wouldn't go that far, bro. Neither Embiid is stepping up, I think. Hey, listen. Embiid got to step up for sure. Embiid's got to be the star of that team 110%. But I'm going to get up out of here, man. I appreciate the love. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the video. Please share the video. Tell your friends that Windy City DeBreeze is talking sports all the way from Chicago. We got love all the way in Greece, man. We appreciate the love. This has been another edition of Pat and the People. I'm Pat. Y'all are the people. Peace.